Welcome to Speak at Night. It's good to see everyone again. I'm your Hudson County Commissioner, Anthony L. Romano, representing the great cities of Jersey City and Hoboken. And we always like to have special people on the show to be interviewed to show what's going on in our county and in our community. And I'm a little excited today. We have, from the athletic world today, we have a female boxer who lives in downtown Jersey City, Jenna Gagliotti. I got it. Yes. Welcome, Jen.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Jen, tell us a little about you. How did you wind up, you live in where?
I live downtown Jersey City.
Are you from Jersey City originally?
No, I'm originally from New York, but I went to college at St. Peter's University. I graduated from there. Yeah.
We're both, you're a
Peacock.
Yes.
And then after that, I decided that Jersey City was a nice place to live in. It's close to New York, and I like the atmosphere of Jersey City, so I moved to downtown.
What's your degree in?
Biology.
Wow. An athlete and an academic.
Yes.
I like it. So how long have you been boxing?
I picked up boxing competitively for 4 years now.
What's your status or your rating?
So right now I am a professional boxer. I am 2-0 with 1 knockout. And I've been ranked on BoxRec. So currently I'm ranked 4th in the country in the United States and 10th in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what weight class is that?
Middleweight.
When is your next fight?
May 20th in Santo Domingo in Dominican Republic.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you Dominican?
No, I'm Puerto Rican.
Okay. And?
And Italian.
Okay, good
Yeah.
mix. Tell us about your style. What kind of style? Who do you emulate? Who's your trainer? Where do you train?
Okay, so my trainer is Louis Gonzalez. He also goes by Mosquito.
Yeah.
We train at MS7, or we move around a lot if I have to go spar, like in East Hanover or back in New York. And I don't know, my style kind of like switches up a lot. I like to box, I like to dance around, but I do also like to brawl out. So depending.
Now, it's amazing, everything on TV now from years ago when I was growing up, it was straight boxing. Now you have that mix of
MMA, Muay Thai, all that, yeah.
Right. So, but you're straight boxing.
I'm just straight boxing.
And where's your next fight going to? Is it going to be for a title or?
No, it's just a regular fight. But it's going to be on WAPA, WAPA TV, and I'll be able to receive a link so that people can watch off of a link also.
So when do you go for the title? After this fight, if you win?
We're trying to work towards it right now. In female boxing, it's a little bit faster. So we're hoping after like the 5th fight, we could go for a title shot.
How long the time between fights?
Well, I fought in February, now I'm fighting in May, and I'm supposed to fight another one in either June or July. So they've been back to back.
Do you have a sponsor?
Well, right now we're currently looking for sponsors. So if anyone is interested in sponsoring, just let me know. You could either message me or my coach Mosquito.
Okay, before we end the show, I want you to tell me so we could put it out to our audience.
Yes.
How one could get in touch with you, follow you,
Okay.
and maybe would like to sponsor you. So let's get back to your style.
Yeah.
Tell me, now you're left-handed, right-handed?
So I fight orthodox, but I like to switch. So I do switch southpaw sometimes.
Oh, ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And you find that helps, right? That's an advantage?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of like messes with people's heads sometimes if they don't know how to go back and forth with a fighter like that. So I either sometimes might come out southpaw or I might come out orthodox.
Do you believe in dancing a lot around the ring, or do you go right at somebody, you try to tire them out? Tell us about that.
I do like to dance, but I do like to pressure. So I do like to come forward a lot. So probably more of my style is coming forward to brawl out, but I do like to, move around and dance.
So, and your record you said was?
2-0.
2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Were any of them by knockout?
My second fight was by knockout. The first fight I fought against the girl who is in her amateur time, she was the national, she fought for Dominican national team. So it was pretty big debut for me.
Where did you fight?
That one was also in Dominican Republic.
So are any of your fights going to be in the United States?
Yeah, they're coming towards her. We're just trying to work towards it. Right now, currently, I'm fighting Miguel Cotto Promotions is having all these fights down there, so that's why I'm fighting. I'm not signed to them, but that's why I'm fighting in that down in Dominican Republic.
How did you wind up getting into fighting? You have a biology degree. I would think you were going to be some kind of a scientist or something.
Okay, so I was always an athlete. I grew up playing softball and basketball mainly, but all other sports.
Watch out, we have a good softball team. We may have to recruit you.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Did you
I'll
play
play.
at St. Peter's College?
No, I wanted to, but then I want to really focus on my academics. And with biology, it was like that was like a full-time job, and I was working on the side of it too. So it was just too much for me. So after college, I want to go back into athletics because that's just how I feel comfortable. And, you know, growing up, I have an older brother who's 10 years older than me and a sister who's 2 years older than me. So they always taught me how to defend myself. And one day I just, after college, walked into, like a few years after, walked into a boxing gym and was like, let's see what I could do with this.
You picked it up late, right?
Yeah, I walked in when I was like 26. So it was a little bit later, but.
Is there a fighter that you like to emulate or that you follow his or her style?
Currently, I'm very watching Amanda Serrano. They just had her and Katie Taylor just had a really big fight this past weekend. And I do like how she pushes forward and how she just pressures her opponents a lot. I like that a lot, but there's a lot of other great boxers out there.
Now, what kind of purses are there in women's boxing? Like you're 2-0. What kind of financial gain have you gotten by winning?
When you first start, the money doesn't flow in right away like that. If you see Amanda Serrano, for example, she just made her biggest purse of her career, and she's on fight 40-something. So it takes a little time to get there. Yeah.
It took her 40 fights to get to that purse, and she won the other day, I'm assuming.
Right? No, unfortunately, she lost. But.
Now, was she going for the championship?
Yeah, they're going like undisputed. Yeah.
Same middle class as you?
No. They were lighter. They were fighting at 135.
So 40 fights for her to get to a decent purse.
Yeah.
Wow. So in other words, you have to have sponsors and.
Yeah, and females are getting paid a little bit less, but we're trying to pave the way for.
Well, it's happening in soccer.
Yeah.
With what they did, right? Megan Rapaport, Alex Morgan. They got the way it was paved 20 years ago by that great American soccer team. And women's sports are important. In fact, women's wrestling now is big at New Jersey City University. St. Peter's doesn't have it yet, but hopefully they will.
Yeah, that's and I'm happy for all of this because it's like, for example, for me, I know that I'm just starting off, and a lot of people have paved the road for me too. But I would like to help the girls after me to be able to do what they want to do.
Well, that's the theme that we learn at the Jesuit University.
Yeah.
To give back. When we come back from our commercial break, we'll continue this discussion with Jersey City's own Jenna Gagliotti, a middleweight boxer. We're going to be looking forward to helping her in any way we can. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
We have to be able to police ourselves because we don't want anybody to tarnish our badge.
When internal affairs complaints are not handled properly, the public may believe that most officers commit crimes, when in fact that's not true. Most officers are professional.
If complaints aren't taken properly and the community that we serve doesn't have a trust in the police department, I mean, there has to be legitimacy. If the community doesn't trust the police, how could we effectively serve them? And by having a really comprehensive internal affairs unit that handles the complaints properly and people have trust in the system, it enables us to do our entire job as a police department much better.
We need the community as much as they need us. So that citizen that has lost trust in the community could be a very important witness for us tomorrow.
Hudson TMA reminds you that if you are going to ride your bike after dark, you must wear the proper attire.
Can you see me? How about me? It's more difficult to ride at night, but if you have to, make sure you can be seen.
Check this out. I'm wearing white, but it's not enough because I'm still difficult to see.
No matter what time of day you ride, always wear bright clothing. But at night, you really need to wear reflective or retro-reflective gear. If you don't have any, buy some retro-reflective tape and put it on your shoes, your jacket, and your helmet. It helps reflect light back to the driver of a car.
Make sure your bike has reflectors.
And you need a headlight and a tail light. That's the best way to get noticed in the dark. And it's the law.
Remember, the sooner a driver can see you and recognize you, the sooner they can react.
Welcome back to Stick It Nice. We have with us Jersey City's own Jenna G. Jenna, before we broke, we were talking about, I thought you said something very important, women's sports.
Yes.
And the fact that you in the future would like to coach or mentor. And I think that's a fantastic thing to be said. It says a lot about you and your character, that you want to give back to those that come after you. Tell me some more about your style. I want to get back to your style. So we had discussed earlier. So when you said you emulate someone, what do you believe is your strength?
Okay, so I like digging to the body. One thing I was always taught is kill the body, the mind will follow. So I do like to dig to the body with hooks.
You're a hook, so that's your favorite punch.
Yeah.
You like the hooks.
Yeah.
Left, right, what hook? Both?
Either or.
No uppercuts.
Either or. I do like uppercuts, but I feel like if you're talking about my favorite, it would be hooks.
So where solar plexus, where do you like to hit?
Yeah, wherever I could get, solar. If I
When
could
you
go to
knocked,
the
when you
side.
had the knockout, was it TKO or you knocked them out?
It was a TKO. She went to the corner and just didn't come back out for the second round.
Did you attribute that to body blows? What do you think?
I was kind of dancing around her that fight. I think actually that fight, I think I got her with a jab, to be honest. But that's the most important punch of a fight.
Well, tell us about your training. How do you train? Where do you train?
Okay, so I train at MS7 right now. And then if I have to move around for sparring, I do. Training is about 2 hours a day with my coach.
Is it like Rocky? What do you do? You run up around town? What?
Yeah, well, if you guys know downtown Jersey City, one of my biggest runs I do is up the Newark Ave Hill by Dickinson High School.
Sure.
So
By the cemetery.
Yeah, so I'll run up and down that for like 30 minutes. And then,
Who spars with you?
okay, I have a few guys that I spar with. Vic, he's a heavyweight. There's Oscar, who's about super middle. There's this female who's an amazing super middleweight. She's a professional boxer also. She actually won the WBC belt. I have the, I'm able to spar with her out in East Hanover, which is very good work for me. So I appreciate her and her team a lot. So Shadeja Green, if you guys don't know her, you should look her up.
So now for this upcoming fight, you train 5 days a week?
6 or 7.
6 or 7?
Yeah.
2 days? I
Yeah.
mean, 2 hours a day.
No, more. Because 2 hours with my coach. If I have conditioning work, then I do conditioning work. And then I have to do my runs also. So depending on the day, then...
Do you do weight training?
Right now, no, because I'm 2 weeks out. So I stopped going with the weights. And I just do a lot of body work, calisthenics, push-ups, pull-ups, air squats, a lot of sprints, a lot of running.
Just curious.
Yes.
Diet. Tell me about the diet. What's your trainer have you doing? What you can't have, what you can have.
Okay. So right now I'm like 3 pounds over. So I'm not that far from where I have to be, and I have 2 weeks. So it's very strict. It's a lot of, eggs in the morning, I like to eat fish, salmon, tuna, a lot of greens, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, spinach, kale.
Oh, I'm 0 for 3 so far. I don't like eggs. I don't like fish. I don't like Brussels sprouts. But go ahead.
It's right now it's really strict, but anything that fuels my body to be able to feel
Protein,
strong.
right? A lot of meat or no?
Yeah. Well, I've noticed that sometimes meat doesn't do well with me, so I do a lot of vegan-based food. Yeah.
Digestion issues.
Yeah.
But do you feel, how do
Strong?
you feel strong?
I feel really good right now, yeah. So.
Well, I think we're all going to be excited here. Now, you have a fundraiser coming up, correct?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So my fundraiser is on May 14th between from 1 to 4 p.m. at Hardgrove Restaurant in downtown Jersey City.
Carmen's place, right?
Yes, on Newark Ave. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yes. So entry is $35. It's a brunch, so there'll be light fare there, and there'll also be a raffle. So that
What are they
whoever
raffling off?
a boxing training session with me.
Wow. I definitely want to win that.
So, yes.
Well, again, for our audience, it's going to be May 14th,
Yes.
1 to 4 on Newark Avenue at the Hardgrove.
Yes.
Correct? Anybody that's in the area, it's a nice, beautiful Saturday. Come out, donate, and support one of our own as she attempts to bring more glory to Hudson County and to Jersey City.
Yes.
So we're excited about that. And you get to win a training session if you win the raffle. I'm going to fill that box with tickets. Either that or get our producer, Pat, former boxer, get him out there.
Yes.
So is that one of the ways that you raise money to support what you're doing?
Yeah, it is one of the ways. And just I enjoy the fundraiser aspect too, because I like when people come out and enjoy themselves too. And then I'm able to meet people and talk to them. And, you know, just I like talking to people.
Do you work at all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I work a lot.
No, what's your other job?
So I'm a strength and conditioning coach. So I work with
That's good.
other athletes. I am a part-time like home health care. So, well, actually that's full-time. So I do have a few patients that I work with. So a lot of that is like overnight work. And then I come in the morning and go straight to training.
You exemplify the strength and spirit of those of those in Hudson County. You really do. The more we speak to you, I'm assuming you're the daughter or second generation of immigrants?
First
generation of Italian and Puerto Rican immigrants. You've clawed your way up. You have a degree from a fine university in biology, and you're doing so many things, healthcare, you're working with people. So this is your love. When we spoke before about you mentoring, I thought of Maria Pepe in Hoboken. She was the first girl to play Little League and how she broke the barriers. And I think what is important is the glass ceiling has to get broken. And those of you, you're a pioneer now in women's boxing. And obviously the financial aspect isn't there yet. We just seen with the women's soccer, they're finally getting equality. And we're seeing, as Pat had mentioned before on the break, female wrestling. So how do you foresee the growth of women's boxing in general and in this area? Is there young girls that are looking up to you already that want to follow in your footsteps? If so, tell us about it.
Well, to start off, I am currently the only female boxer in Jersey City. So the professional female boxer in Jersey City. So not only do I go to Mosquito's gym to train, he's got about hundreds of kids that go to train with him for recreation. And I do mentor the kids. They go from ages like 5 all the way up to like 22. So I do help him, and the little girls.
Do parents have an opportunity to send their children to you? Is it organized, or it's just?
That one would have to go through the Jersey City Recreation.
So you're doing it through Jersey City Recreation. Mm-hmm. Outstanding.
And
this is what we got to get out there, let people know.
And currently I'm just volunteering there, but I do love to mentor. So I love when the kids come to me and ask me questions, or, you know, one little girl came out, I was talking to her the other day, and I was like, who's your favorite fighter? And she was like, you. And I was like, oh, that's a
You're
good
a role
thing.
model.
Yeah.
And that's important to remember.
That's my favorite thing.
What you do means a lot. When we come back from our commercial break, we'll continue this with Jenna Gagliotti from Jersey City. And again, this is Commissioner Anthony L. Romano. So stand by and we'll be right back.
Voting by mail has never been easier. Just follow these steps to ensure your vote will be counted. Open your envelope. You will find your certificate, return envelope, and official ballot. When casting your ballot, use only a pencil, black, or blue ink, not red. Completely fill in the oval to the right of each selection. When writing in, do not repeat a name printed on the ballot. If torn or damaged, your vote will not be counted. Fold your ballot and place it in the pocket of the certificate before sealing it with the adhesive strip. Do not detach the strip and paper from the certificate. Fill out the required information on the certificate and don't forget to sign. If you are not mailing or delivering your ballot in person, make sure both you and the bearer of the ballot sign your name and address on the certificate and return envelope. After that, just place it in the mailbox and your vote will be counted. For more information, you can visit our website at www.hudsoncountyclerk.org or www.hudsoncountyNJ.org.
Hudson TMA reminds you that a helmet can only protect your head if you wear it. Take a tip from Elizabeth and Xander.
So just think of your helmet as part of your gear. You don't see a soccer player without shin guards.
You don't see a basketball player without shoes.
You don't ride your bike without your helmet. It's part of the gear.
Let's take a look at proper helmet fit. The size of a helmet is very important. It should fit comfortably without rocking from side to side. The helmet should fit level on your head and low on the forehead, no more than 1 or 2 finger widths above the eyebrow. Adjust the lengths of the straps so that the buckle is centered under the chin. Side straps should be adjusted so that they form a V shape under and slightly in front of the ears. Lock the slider if possible. Buckle the chin strap and tighten it until snug. No more than 1 or 2 fingers should fit under the strap. Lastly, make sure the helmet is secure and doesn't rock back and forth. If a big yawn doesn't pull the helmet down on your head, tighten the chin strap.
Not everyone celebrates the birth of a baby. You have options. Don't panic. New Jersey has safe havens for unwanted infants. Leave the baby with staff at any hospital, ER, police or fire station, or rescue squad. Call the number on your screen for safe haven locations or go to www.njsafehaven.org. No shame, no blame, no names. Safe Haven.
Welcome back to Stick at Night. Let's continue with Jenna, Jersey City's boxing, women's boxer, the only one we heard. Jenna, how is the financial aspect of money you have to lay out? Where is that? Like, for example, your equipment, where are your expenses? Are you able to meet your expenses? Is it only from what you get from your other jobs? How's that work?
So I have to pay for like my gloves, my cups, my boots, my headgear, my mouthpiece. So everything, it does get a little pricey.
And it gets worn out. You have to replace it.
Yeah, it gets worn out. Then you have different gloves. You have gloves for bag. You have gloves for sparring. You have your 16-ounce gloves. You have your 10-ounce gloves. You have your 12-ounce gloves. It just depends on what you're working with that day. So it does get a little pricey. And then currently right now, traveling around to fight is about a few $1,000s that we have to dish out in order to fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we got to hope that we definitely have to get a large crowd at this fundraiser.
Yeah.
And $35 for those out there is a very cheap price for the success of one of our own. And I think you are. I don't know if you even realize it probably later on in life, how much of a role model you're going to be, since you're out there and the way you said that the children receive you. And I'm sure that does Mayor Fulop know about you?
Yeah. Yes, I've met him a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's important because we have to get the strength of the Jersey City government and the Hudson County government with you. You represent us in all good ways. How is it when you're out in public, when you're not practicing, you're out? Do you like to say that you're a boxer, or do you think that intimidates men or women? How's that work?
I honestly, when I'm out, I don't talk about it unless someone comes up to me and starts like discussing their like world. And they ask me what I like to do if I'm an athlete. I'll just say I'm an athlete, and then they'll ask me what sport. I say boxing, and then that's no. And then they are actually, a lot of people are interested in it. And most of the times, a lot of people are like, I've never met a female boxer before, which is kind of, sometimes for me, it's a little shocking, but I understand.
Well, I think because it seems to be, if you look on TV, everything is that Muay Thai and
yeah.
What is it? The
MMA
stuff.
Yeah.
And there was UFC.
Yeah.
Right. That's, I don't know what the difference is, but that's where to see the women seem to be focused on.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see pure boxing again, which is a real art, an art form. So tell us more about what you project for your future. How long are you going to do this? Are you striving for a belt? Are you going to have the perseverance to push through?
So I would love to win a world title, become undisputed. I would love that. But that's not the only reason why I'm doing this. I'm also doing this to show strength in women and in men also. But a main thing that I've always done is working with children, and I want them to understand that they're able to do whatever they want to do. So if a little girl decides that she wants to be a boxer, that if she puts her mind to it and continues to strive for greatness, then she'll be able to do it also.
We'd like to see if you can do something in Hoboken. I'd like to see that. Like Alex Lallouie does so much with soccer.
Yeah.
He has his soccer learning center, and we do clinics with him through the county. But I think you have me energized and enthused for what you're doing. You can see that it's in your heart and that you're so sincere. And I think that's wonderful, because in this troubled times with our youth getting involved in things that are not good, here's someone that wants to do things for them. So
Exactly.
hopefully we can do something in Hoboken with you.
I would love
and
to.
we could get Mayor Fulop to somehow make you part of the recreation department. I think that's important, and even, to show, to help the young women to not stay in gangs or to succeed in school. Again, you have a degree in biology. That's, to me, is amazing.
Thank you.
One of my worst subjects in
It was
high
hard.
school and college. So, but you have to continue this work, and tell us more about the fundraiser. Is this the first of many, or how you intend to do it, or what?
Yeah, so this is the first one that we're going to throw, but
The first one you've ever thrown.
Yeah, but we're going to continue working with the fundraisers, probably with Hardgrove a lot. Again, it's May 14th from 1 to 4.
When you think to be spreading them around the county?
Yeah, we're thinking about it too. For right now, I'm just trying to, like my home base is with Hardgrove. So for right now.
For right now, but if you're going to expand, if you want people to know who you are, you have to get out there.
Okay.
You have to circulate.
No, you're right.
Hopefully helping you with this show, and Pat always does a great job of pushing our homegrown talent, but you got to get out there. You just can't be in one place.
No.
I think that's important, because when you're telling us about the financial expenses, you're going to have to raise this.
Yeah.
And we're all going to look forward. So let's go over a few things.
Yes.
Fundraisers May 14th.
Yes.
Your next fight is
May 20th.
on what station?
WAPA.
WAPA, and that's going to be out of the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
Do you have any projected fight after that already, or does it depend on if you win or lose this one?
No, my projected fight would be either June or July.
So you would be fighting May, and then going right into June and July?
Yeah, and then fight right after that one too.
Is that allowable? I thought that's to be a certain amount of time before
It's about we're giving at least a month between.
And that's enough?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
It depends on how the fights go, but
Do you find it's hard for your body to recoup after your last two fights? How does it work between fights? Do you need
after
time?
my last two
Right.
fights? To be honest, my sparring has been harder than my fights. My sparring is what's been the hardest part of the whole training camp. The fights have been very fast, and right now I'm only fighting 4 rounds because I just started.
So your fights, again, are only 4-round fights?
Yeah.
Okay, so women's boxing is strictly four rounds?
Well, no, as you grow, it'll go 4, 6, 8. The max is 10, but they're fast. For women's boxing, they're only 2 minutes per round.
So it's 2 minutes a round, and right now you're at 4 rounds.
Yeah.
So when do you progress to the 10 rounds? Is that when you get into
That's when we go into title fights, yeah.
Fights. So don't you think it would be good then, when you spar, do you practice for more than 2 rounds?
Oh, yesterday I sparred 12 rounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, some rounds were harder, and then you get to the end, and I was doing a lot of technical work, working on what to practice, but it's still 12 rounds of sparring. And then after that, I went into bag work, and then I still had to go for my run after, so it's a lot of work.
Well, yeah, but I was surprised when you told us you do 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Well, Jen, I got to tell you, on behalf of Hudson County, and I know our producer Pat and everybody here, we're very proud of you. We're here to support you.
Thank you.
We wish you the best, and we're going to be following you and rooting you on, because it's important for an athlete to know that they have people that are supporting you. And it brings pride to both Jersey City and Hudson County. And please, you stay in touch with us. I want you on again when you're heading towards a title fight.
Yes.
And hopefully for those out there, please, if you can, let's help support one of our own, a groundbreaker, someone who we know is giving back to the community, to our youth. And Jenna, we wish you the best. I'm Hudson County Commissioner Anthony L. Romano, representing District 5, Hoboken and Jersey City. Again, thank you all. God bless. Be safe out there. And let's support Jenna.
Thank you.